All right. So, good evening, everyone. It is great to be here. This is a phenomenal chapter meeting that happens every month, and I'm very happy to be here and briefing my material today. I am Nancy Lopez, and I want to show you real quick who am I, and also I want to share what actually I look like with my family and why not. I am a wife. I do have one daughter. I have stepkids as well. I do have 2 Yorkies and a great family. I'm very proud of my family. And that's from the personal perspective. From the career perspective and professional perspective, I am actually a DHS CISA employee at the moment. And I'm sure you are all thinking, oh, is she furloughed? Yes, I am furloughed. So this is one of the reasons that I'm doing this here. But anyway, I have actually worked in DHS. I have also worked at DOD, and my actually background is in the cybersecurity space. And I had actually roles as information system security officer, security engineer, project management, and as well as a contract officer representative. And together with my husband, I am actually standing up a small business to help out small businesses too. And that small business is called Align and Fortify. And what we do is actually we provide strategic operations, cybersecurity, and we also help businesses with their business processes so they can actually operate more efficiently. And as well, we also make sure that the businesses are actually secure in compliance with the federal and the industry standards. And I would like to actually transition to Mr. Jim Matthews, who is one of my colleagues.
Hi there. I've worked with Nancy Lopez de Parra for 5 years or so?
Maybe more.
And I got to tell you, she's very humble. The work that she did at DHS CISA and continues to do post-FOLO, we'll see how that works out, is amazing. They built a malware analysis capability system. I'm Jim Matthews, co-founder, president of Triangle Cyber. On the program, I'm the chief engineer, chief architect. I was an engineering fellow at Raytheon Technologies. Before that, I worked at Naval Surface Warfare Center, Dahlgren Division. If you're familiar with the Navy, cooperative engagement capability, Aegis system, and probably 2 or 3 others. We built a system called Shadow, a geographically distributed network intrusion detection capability. So that's how, back in those days, I got started in my cybersecurity background. I've listed some of my certifications down at the bottom. And with that, I'll turn it back to Nancy.
All right, thank you, Jim, for that. And as well, I would like to actually give you some admin points. We're gonna have a quiz at the end of the presentation, and we're gonna have actually a small gift for the winners. And also, I wanted to let you know that if you're interested in having a copy of my slide deck, you're more than welcome to let me know before we're leaving tonight. I have plenty. I will be more too happy to share my slide deck. All right. So, sorry about that. All right. So, in the world of cybersecurity, our greatest enemy isn't just a single piece of malware, as you all know, or just a clever phishing attack scheme. It's asymmetry. The attackers needs to be only once. How about the defenders? Defenders must be right every single time across a vast, ever-expanding attack surface. For too long, we have been playing this game of isolation. And when one organization suffers a breach, the indicators of compromise, those digital breadcrumbs, are often quietly contained, analyzed, and then filed away. Meanwhile, the same attackers leverage the exact tools, techniques, and procedures, TTPSs, against our peers with devastating success. So tonight, we are going to discuss how important it is to strategize the tactical actions of sharing cyber threat intelligence, CTI, and I will mention that again throughout my briefing. And I just want to make sure that this is not a technical exercise because we're often quietly in situations every day, every minute, every second, as you all know. So it is fundamental, and I want you to understand that also, that is a fundamental shift in our defensive philosophy, meaning moving from isolated castles defenses to a collaborative, federated defense. By sharing threat insights, the knowledge gained from one attack can immediately become the shield of others. Here in North Carolina, so you know, we understand the power of community. And the reason that I'm saying that, did you all know that we were the very first state to ban actually public entities from paying ransoms, and instead we are required, public entities are required to actually report these incidents to the state IT. So that law underscores a mindset, right? We tackle cyber threats not by bowing to attackers, but by collaborating and informing others. Over the next few minutes, we will cover the what, the why, the how, and the future of effective CTI sharing. Also, I will actually give you information so you can weave in real stories, real world case studies that show CTI sharing in action. And also I will also highlight recent developments and discuss our local context here in North Carolina as well. I'm hoping that by the end of this presentation, that you will be convinced that by sharing our shields, we just don't protect ourselves, but we fortify our entire community. So, in order to be more and to share effectively, right, we must establish a common language and understanding. What exactly do we need by CTI IOC? Let's break it down. So CTI is curated knowledge about adversaries, meaning their motivations, intentions, and methods, which are collected from various sources, then processed and analyzed to provide context, relevance, and to take action. Essentially, it answers the questions: who is actually attacking us, and the why and the how do we respond to it. It's just not just raw data, It is information that has been refined into actionable insight. Let's break IOC. IOCs are the atomic clues that signal an intrusion or an attack that is underway or that has occurred. Think of them as the tactical, ground level data points left behind by threat actors. Let's look at 3 common types of IOCs. We have the atomic, which is just a simple IP address, an IP address that can be blocked immediately by a firewall. Really easy. Computed. Computed is actually data fingerprint, like a hash, file hash, which might indicate that there's a malware on the way or there's malware, right? So security tools, they can quarantine any file matching that hash immediately. Then we have behavioral indicators. These might hint a malware behavior. This is actually prompting a hunt on endpoints for an artifact. So I'm going to ask the audience, you don't have to answer. You should, but if you know, how many of you work in an environment where threat indicators are still handled internally, but maybe share only within your own team or agency, but you're not sharing externally with partners or peers? Think about that. That's exactly where actually I'm coming from, because it's where collective defense begins, by recognizing those silos. We have a concept. It is called the pyramid of pain. And I want to tell you that not all the indicators are equal. This pyramid of pain is a concept that shows the value of intelligence that we share directly related to the how much pain it causes the adversaries when we act on it. So as you can see, the low tier is low pain for them, because essentially a hash value or an IP address can be just changed in no time. The domain names, let's look at the middle tier. Domain names, host artifacts, or network artifacts. It's a little bit harder, but not that complicated, as a matter of fact. It's not that complicated for adversaries to change in the middle of the campaign. Now, if you look at the top tier, tools, techniques, procedures, is actually higher pain for those attackers. Because, for instance, those TTPSs, an attacker pattern or behavior, they can share at this level, but actually you are forcing, if we're sharing, right, we're actually forcing that attacker to actually alter their own entire playbook, essentially. So it's harder for them. So the behavior patterns create essentially high pain for adversaries. I am sure that you're asking, so what? What is that important about this? So we get the most value when we move up in the pyramid in our share focus, right? If we only exchange single data points, we play whack-a-mole, basically, with easily changeable data. Instead, by sharing richer intelligence, and the higher we go, actually, the more pain we cause to the attackers and more protection we share with us and our peers as well. CTI practice is not just telling others, just change this IP or block this IP or why not. It's just telling the whole entire story. I'm going to give you an example here verbally that maybe it's going to sound a little bit weird, but just bear with me. For example, block this IP, right? This IP was used by Suez malware as part of an Operation Shady rat, exfiltrating data via an unusual protocol. That actually is the whole entire story. And that actually helps the analyst. So great. Now that we have our vocabulary and some of the framework for pain already done, let's talk about why sharing these threat indicators and intel is just not nice to have, but it's a necessity. What makes collective defensive so imperative in today's threat landscape? So why not to share, right? Why can't we just go alone? The answer and the harsh reality is that cyber economics and operations, those two. But there's three angles as well. We have the time, the context, and resources. First of all, the time. The average organizations still take weeks, sometimes months, to detect a breach. But if one company spots a new threat today and share that, another can block it within minutes. Just think about that. That's a game changer if you think about that. An IOC found in Raleigh, probably in Raleigh X company, this morning could actually be in the morning could protect a Charlotte bank, maybe in the afternoon. Think about that. Let's go ahead and look at the context. A single IP or file hash doesn't tell the full story. And I mentioned this earlier. But when multiple organizations, they share connect their data, patterns emerge. We can connect campaigns, link them to no threat actors, and anticipate their move. As a matter of fact, we're actually mentioning tactical defense to strategic defense. Essentially, identifying who is attacking us, how, and the why. There's a framework that is called MITRE ATT&CK, and that actually helps us with those behaviors and even tie them to know threat actors as well. Let's look at resources. No team or organizations have unlimited analysts and budget. Why should 100 organizations each reverse engineer the same malware? In reality, when one team shares their analysis, for instance, IOC's detection, YARA rules, everyone will benefit. That's efficient. That is actually what is called collective defense. So yes, sharing does not just help others, but it helps others detect faster, save time, adds context, respond smarter, and conserve efforts, and multiplies resources. But we all know that theory is not good enough, right? It's always something. So let's go ahead and take a look at real-world X scenarios, case studies that actually happened, and they're real. Let's bring this out. Bring this down. Sorry. So the 2022 financial sector phishing blitz, a wave of phishing attacks hits actually the U.S. banks in late 2022. Maybe some of you know about that. One bank quickly shared malicious domains and indicators through the Financial Services ISAC. Within hours, other banks, including major institutions in Charlotte, as a matter of fact, they actually block the same campaigns. What could actually become a week-long fraud wave was neutralized in a single business day thanks to early warning. 2022 Ukraine wiper attacks, global response. This destructive malware struck Ukraine networks during the war early days. Ukraine's security teams immediately released indicators of compromise. CISA, DHS CISA, distributed those globally within hours. Utility companies, organizations, and why not, across the US, they actually search and block those threats before damage. So essentially a reminder that intelligence shared from Kiev help defend networks right here in Raleigh. Another one, 2023, MOVEit, zero-day ransomware. That actually, the club ransomware group exploited that 0 day in MOVEit file transfer software. And within a week, CISA, the FBI, and major security firms published hatches, TTPSs, and patch guidance. Thousands of organizations and even large and small organizations, they use that intelligence to close the hole or hunt for compromise. Global collaborations turn a potential catastrophic supply chain event into a contained outbreak. Here in North Carolina, Apex, the town of Apex. The town of Apex was hit back in 2023 by a ransomware. Instead of paying that ransomware, they activated actually the North Carolina Joint Cyber Security Task Force, which pulled in threat intel from prior state incidents. The team eradicated the malware within days and shared the indicators statewide through the MS ISAC. One town's lesson actually became protection for every county in North Carolina. So these are very powerful stories, and they share a theme, as you can see. When we share, we win. One organization's quick disclosure can shield hundreds of others. Let's go ahead and explore now in regards to what is actually holding teams and organizations from actually sharing more, right? In sharing cyber threat intelligence, if that is so valuable, what is going on, right? That they are not doing this automatically. The barriers usually fall in three categories. We have the legal, of course, trust, and the technical. That easy. Legal, many firms hesitate because they fear of exposing themselves. They are afraid of exposing confidential data, PII, trade secrets, or regulated data, right? So CTI focuses on threats. Remember, not proprietary data or clients' information. Think about that. Regulators, actually, especially in the finance world, the finance area, encourage participation in information sharing as a sign of maturity and sector's defense readiness. Privacy laws and fear of liability makes organizations feel a little bit cautious. So Like for instance, and we have actually something that we can leverage, which is a protection, is the Cyber Information Sharing Act 2015, which offers protection, but that hesitation from organizations remain. Let's go ahead and talk about trust. The trust sharing requires confidence, right? So confidence that the data is accurate and that it will not leak or damage reputations. That's why often groups, they actually do not share because they're afraid of that. So for instance, groups are utilizing what is called the TLP, and TLP translates to Traffic Light Protocol. That TLP is to actually control who can see what. Without mutual trust, sharing stops before even starts. The technical side of the house, even willing partners hit friction when their systems don't speak the same language. So different formats, then we have scoring methods that are different and manual processes that slows things down. But standards like sticks or taxi are fixing these things by letting machines exchange structure and usable data automatically. So yes, we have legal cautious, trust gaps, and technical hurdles remain, but each have a solution with clear rules, consistent tools, and strong relationships. I think we can make information sharing faster, safer, and far more effective. Let's look at what actually is the sticks and taxi, what actually we can turn, what taxi and sticks can turn vision into action. All right. Oh, sorry about that. Right there. I think I got it. Whoops. Yeah. We're gonna actually watch a
Sticks is a framework. Think of it as a model of threat intelligence data. And taxi is the process in which somebody acquires or sends that information. Think of the taxi server as the one that is serving out the information or receiving it. And what it's serving and receiving is a sticks package.
Sticks is basically just a common language for intelligence. So everyone in the world, whether or not English or whatever is their first language, it just creates a foundation for everyone to know what is happening and what this means.
Years ago, the intelligence industry determined that we need some tool, some container, essentially some vehicle for taking this information that is being tossed around and to be able to take that and push it out to anyone who wants to receive it. And so from there, that's where Sticks and Taxi was born. So they're free because from an industry perspective, we want everyone to be able to share this information freely. And so it's important that that standard remains free. Imagine that the FBI wants to put out an all points bulletin to everyone in the United States. They can push that out as a Sticks package, and immediately if a company is using a taxi server, they can pull that in and they can immediately operationalize it.
So Anomaly uses Sticks for both platforms that we have. So whether it's ThreatStream, which is the subscription-based tip, or Stacks, which is more of the free kind of general tip. That Sticks is used, so it structures it in a way that you understand what the I types are, what, malware, whether it's a malicious IP, false positive, malicious domain. It structures it in a way that everyone can understand it.
Anomaly uses it in a couple of ways. First of all,
right. All right. So great. So I want you to take a really good look at what the acronym stands for in STIX and TAXI. Structured Threat Information Expression. And then you have TAXI, Trusted Automated Exchange of Indicator. And also there's also great community tools out there. There's another one that I know of is the Malware Indicators Sharing Platform, MISP is another one. That is a great collaborative sharing. We have Yara for malware pattern matching as well. But today we're actually focusing only on STIX and TAXI because these are actually the backbone of automated CTI. All right. So how actually, let's talk about the cyber threat intelligence, how this gets shared. And I actually pointed in there, we have the ISAC. I mentioned that a few times. And the ISAC is actually a sectors based community that communities, I want to say, on the finance, energy, and healthcare mostly, where members exchange vetted indicators and tactics within a trusted circle. And I just want to mention as well that ISAC provides non-attributional sharing portals and NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. They have security mechanisms for trusted exchange as well. They have communities of interest for collaboration. And these groups actually, they run on TLP, which I'm going to mention in a minute. Also, we do have vendor intelligence feeds, and like CrowdStrike is one, Cisco Talos is another one, which are great tools that actually offers, they can gather global telemetry and push out threat updates automatically. They are fast. They are scalable as well. They're great for blocking known threats, but they often lack on deeper context. Remember about the story that I was telling you? So they can be actually, these ones, they can be actually considered as good as a first layer, right, of defense for smaller organizations. Then we have the government and law enforcement as well. DHS has like various components. CISA is one of them. And the FBI has another one, and they provide actually high confidence intelligence, often from investigations. CISA has another group, it's called the JCDC, and that stands for Joint Cyber Defense Collaborative, and they have proved to be extremely important during the Log4j incident. They help quickly coordinate mitigation actions across thousands of organizations. Here in North Carolina, we do have the Joint Cybersecurity Task Force that unites agencies and the National Guard as well to respond to ransomware and share insights as well. TLP is like a traffic light. We have the red, green, and the yellow, red, yellow, and green, and the clear. I know the clear is not a traffic light, but I just wanted to. The red actually means, the point is that red means that the intel can be shared only with restricted to a specific recipients. The amber is shared internally only. And then the green is within your community. Clear is public. It is just a simple system that builds actually trust and keeps sensitive data where it belongs actually. And as you can see through the ISAC vendor feeds and government channels, these sharing models form actually the backbone of our collective defense. All right. Now, in this slide in here, it is actually the security operation centers that what actually is the real impact. How is that the intelligence can actually be operational per se, right? And there's a process. As you can see, one thing is to receive the threat intelligence, is another one to actually use it. And that's what we wanted to get, right? So first, the injection. Pulling in CTI feeds from ISAC vendors or CISA straight into a security information and event management, a SIEM, or a threat platform. Then it comes the normalization, which is actually cleaning the duplicates and cutting through the noise as well. Then it comes the enrichment, where this is actually where the intel gains context. That is actionable because basically you're saying the whole story. For instance, we can say command and control server in X country tied to trick bot using attack technique, let's say T1071. That's actually taking action in there. Then from there, deployment kicks in. High confidence intel gets pushed automatically to the firewalls and to email filters. Then what about the lower confidence data? What happens with that? The lower confidence data, actually that data becomes a watch rule for analysts to monitor. And let's not forget about the feedback loop. When something triggers or turns to be a false positive, then that update goes out back to the community as well, making everyone smarter. Now, automation takes this event even further because the security orchestration, automation, and response, the SOAR platforms, they can actually pull, score, enrich, and block a threat in just a minute. That is hands-free, actually, defense. And the very, very best security operation centers, they just don't react. They actually hunt proactively. That actually flips a little bit the script because yesterday's victim becomes today's early warning. Bottom line is that how CTI becomes real in reality is through automation, enrichment, and proactive defense. Also, you should consider if you should actually define, you should have also a formal information sharing procedure. That procedure actually should have a scope definition, authority and roles, recipients and channels, record keeping, legal and compliance review, approval workflow, sanitized data, classification, and non-attribution policy as well. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the skill set of a CTI analyst. What would be needed for a CTI analyst to be working as an analyst? I'm going to discuss real quick this one. You can see the pillar. Analytical and critical thinking are actually skill sets needed. Then you have technical proficiency, communication, and reporting. You have professional effectiveness. And as you can see, one key in here that I can tell you is that the person will need network and security concepts really solid. And also they should know about the open source intelligence, because actually they are going to be they should be knowledgeable of the dark, how to research in the dark web as well. All right. So now we're going to actually go to how is that actually CTI has been evolving. How is that cyber threat intelligence sharing is moving faster than ever. And in just the last couple of years, we have seen real leap actually in how we collect, standardize, and share information across industries. So first of all, the language of the cyber intel is finally consistent. I mentioned it, the STIX Taxi 2.1 actually is the version. They have become actually the gold standard. And CISA new AIS program is using them actually to push structured, high quality data to everyone as well. And you add to that the TLP that I just mentioned in there, that's another one. And the open cybersecurity schema framework, and suddenly our tools and logs are starting to speak the same language, as you can see. Then we have MITRE ATT&CK frameworks like MITRE ATT&CK. We have the D3 Fend as well that actually helps out to level up as well. Then we have collaboration teams. I mentioned JCDC is one of them. Another one is the CERCIA Act, which is about reporting incidents within 72 hours. Then here, closer to home, North Carolina, we have the Joint Cybersecurity Task Force is showing what effective local sharing looks like. Counties, universities, and private partners working as one team. So in today's world, sharing isn't just optional or good practice anymore. It is the default of strong defense. All right. So we're at an inflection point in cybersecurity. To win and even survive, we have to embrace one idea: sharing is strength. And so what can we do? First of all, adopt those standards that I mentioned earlier, STIX and TAXI. That actually will save your analyst from copy and paste hell, if you will. Then you have actually the second, build trust networks. Join the ISACs or local info sharing groups. Here in North Carolina, we already have the foundation. Let's make it stronger, guys. Here in one company actually here in Raleigh spots a threat, every company should know about it in the same day, essentially. Foster culture of sharing. Encourage your teams to give back. By sharing our shields, we turn isolated defenses into united front. Attackers already share tools. Think about that. It's time to share protection, because together I think we are stronger. And thank you so much to all of you. I will hand it to Mr. Jim. We're gonna actually do the test. I mean, the quiz. I don't want to scare you.
We have the, oh, there it is. All right, up front, can you tell me what that is? 10, 5. First place, second place, third place. All right, so we got a game we're gonna play. Some of you have played it before when they did the AI presentation. If you haven't yet, okay, we've got 4 people in there so far. Get your cameras out and scan that QR code. I'll give it a minute or so. We'll get going on that. It'll take about 5 minutes. We have some other prizes, maybe I'm guessing, other prizes here. So we don't want to belay that as well. Anyone else? I see a couple more phones. So when it pops up, it'll ask you to put in a nickname, put in something that represents you and whatnot. So while we're doing that, she mentioned if FBI puts out an all-points bulletin, one of his slides had 6 panels on it. Some of you took a picture of it. It'll be in a briefing. Number 5 was about automating the defenses. So can you imagine? They put out a all-points bulletin, and automatically your firewall gets updated. That's protect, detect, respond at its finest. I think. So I think that's awesome. Thank you for doing that. I'm going to go ahead and start the game. So hopefully you're up and running. Pro tip, you'll get about 20 seconds to provide an answer, but the pro tip is the winner is if you don't pick the right answer, you don't get any points. If you pick the right answer, but you take 18 seconds and somebody else takes 15, they get more points than you do. So the key is to answer the questions as quickly as possible. The first one is not a trick question. Ready? Cyber threat intelligence is the topic. Here we go. How many bits are in an 8-bit byte? Not a trick question. This is sort of a warm-up thing for you. 13 seconds to go. Think about it really hard here.
You can't get this one, we'll have a class on next month, probably. Probably 2.
All right. Oh, we got a couple of people missed it. About 4 people missed it. That's all right. That's all right. All right, here's the scoreboard. SA is at the top, and Jar is a winner. I like that. Rishi and Cyber Wizard. Next question. What is CTI? We've been talking about it. What is it? What's the definition?
Did you see this? See me after the meeting so I can.
You got cyber threat information, cyber threat intelligence. Whoa, that was quick. That one, I guess everybody answered up. We got pretty good answers there. Let's see what we got. Cyber Wizard moves up to the top. We got somebody who wants $20 here. All right, let's go. STIX is a standardized language for describing and sharing cyber threat intelligence. What is the STIX acronym? STIX sits on top of TAXI. TAXI is the transport for the STIX packages, they call them.
I told you.
Yeah, now I would tell you, even practitioners who are involved in this, you start living in this space, right? You start speaking acronyms, you don't even remember what the acronym stands for. Very good. So one person got it right. How about that? I think the key word is expression. The way to think about it is cyber threat intelligence is an expression of the CTI, and cyber threat, well, I don't want to give away the next answer. The next one is, what about TAXI? What is TAXI? The Secure Transport Protocol for sharing the CTI data. You have several options, very similar. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Here we go. All right, we're moving along. A lot of people got that one right. And we're up to the scoreboard. I think we have, this question 5 of 6. What is not a benefit of sharing? Nancy talked about this quite a bit. So hopefully, there'll be people who get this one wrong. The one I like is multiply resources. She talked about that. I'll just give it away. That was a benefit, How many of you work on the same problem as somebody else and find out about it later? All right, so we got accelerate time to market is not a benefit. Good. And the last question, which traffic light protocol is valid for public release of information? Last question, last chance to get the big 20. All right, there we go. Let's see here the scoreboard, what the scoreboard says. Take a look at the podium. Number 3, Cyber Wizard. All right, come on up.
All right.
Retro Spam. And number 1, Cyber Wizard. Jeff, way to go. Retro Spam. That's good. See, he brought identity proof. I don't know.
All right. Who was it? No way.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll turn it over.
All right.
Thank you.